Now, the last time we talked about becoming a non-drinker in a drinker's world, and I kind of introduced you to the idea of being excited about the possibilities of life without alcohol instead of looking back at what you're missing out on. So if you haven't watched that yet, I'd recommend that you watch that first. Now, today we're going to look at the concept of identity shifting. And first, if you don't know me, I'm Kevin O'Hara for habitsv2.com. I stopped drinking alcohol in 2013, and I've been on this new journey ever since, just teaching people how to follow the same path. All right, let's start by defining what I mean by identity shifting. I mean, it's basically changing how you see yourself once you stop drinking alcohol, how you perceive your habits, how you perceive your thinking. And I think which is most crucial is how you see your role in the world. This is going to play a huge part in how we move forwards, right? It's about moving away from I'm a drinker to I don't give a flying fandango about alcohol anymore. It's much more than just stopping the flow of alcohol. It's about adopting a whole new way of life, a whole new outlook on life where alcohol no longer defines you. So why does all this matter? Well, it matters because if you want to step through that door into your new life, right, you've got to do the work, right? We always say stop the flow, do the work, move on. And so many people who stop drinking alcohol, they do nothing to change how they see themselves. They do nothing to change this internal identity. And the problem of not doing that work on yourself is that you're always going to believe that you're giving something up or that there's something wrong with you personally because you can't drink anymore and you're missing out on something that's being done by most of the people around you, right? Don't forget, you're still going to be surrounded by drinkers. So you still value the drinking of the alcohol, you still value the alcohol, you still value going out to pubs, drinking with your mates and so on. Whatever that value is to you, some people value alcohol in different ways, but it's a value to you. And until you can sort of separate yourself from the value between you and the alcohol and start seeing the value of not drinking alcohol, you're always going to be dragged back into these old ways of thinking, dragged back into the old habit. So when the old identity is still in place, right, when you still have the old mindsets, the old ways of thinking, the drinker's still there. And that's what we have to worry about, is that voice, that narrative that's going on, that you're telling yourself the stories that's pulling you back to the old habit, right? So identity shifting really helps you to make a complete U-turn, right? To focus yourself forwards instead of backwards, focusing on what you can do instead of what you've done in the past. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past. How you see yourself up here, right? That's your identity. That affects everything about you, right? Your decisions, it affects your self-worth, your social interactions. And all of this is infecting you, influencing you on a daily basis. And it's one of those things that you can make, that can really make you feel like you're an outsider in your own world. So there's ample evidence, right? Ample evidence that shifting how you see yourself, who you see yourself as, can really lead to massive changes that can affect you for the rest of your life, that can last for the rest of your life. I'm living proof of that. And I've yet to meet anybody who doesn't have the ability to make these changes and to make them stick. When you change your identity, how you see yourself, how you see your actions, how you see your habits, all of that tends to follow behind you, right? I'll give you an example. If you start to see yourself as a healthy person, you're more likely to make healthier choices, right? You're more likely to choose to eat better, to exercise more, to get more sleep, to drink more water, so on and so forth. And the more you do these things, the more you reinforce that healthy identity. It's known as getting locked into a vigorous cycle. And the reason identity shifting works so well in moving you away from your alcohol habit is because you're addressing things at the root cause of the behavior, right? Not at the symptom level. You're not just trying to fix the symptoms, you're trying to fix the root causes, you're trying to get underneath. Alcohol drinking is just a symptom of deeper problems, right? One of the biggest influences on me when I was growing up, watching movies were blokes like Sinatra, Dean Martin, the rest of the Rat Pack, all those rebel rousers like Peter O'Toole, Richard Harris, Oliver Reed, and drinking for them was a big thing. It was part of their lives. It was part of their persona. It was part of this big man that they had, And when when I was young, I thought that meant, to be a man meant to drink a lot of stuff, right? And to smoke. I started smoking. I think I had my first cigarette when I was 7 years of age. So it shows you the influence that these things have on you. I didn't have my first drink until I was, 11, 12 or something like that. But still, it's there. I thought that being Irish meant that you had to drink whiskey and drink Guinness. Guinness was my drink of choice when I was drinking. And I remember the first time that I tasted whiskey, and I couldn't stand the stuff. I never got the taste for whiskey. And that kind of made me feel like a bit of a wimp. You know what I mean? It is what it is, though. I stopped drinking, gradually changed who I thought I was. And that's what it's about. It's not about keeping the alcohol out of your mouth. I mean, like if you do that, like I said at the beginning of this, and you just stop the drinking, but you don't try and change who you are, that underlying belief system, then you're going to fail. I didn't stop feeling like a drinker the moment that I stopped drinking the alcohol. It's just not how it works. There's a push and there's a pull of what's going on in your mind, right? There's a pull from behind, right, to try and get you to go back to that old drinking habit. And that pull from behind can be really strong in the beginning. But, like I said, that's just the way it is. Part of you wants to still drink. Part of you still wants to go out and do those old things, socialize in those old ways, relax in those old ways, do all those things that you used to do. The sensible part of you, that part of you knows that this is not going to lead you anywhere good, right? So it doesn't stop the desires, but you have to deal with that. So that's what identity shifting is in a nutshell, right? You're slowly feeding the part of yourself that you want to grow, right? Feeding the part of yourself that means that you're opening up potential for yourself. You're opening up possibility for yourself. But it also means starving that part of yourself that you want to die, the part of yourself that needs to die. So to get you started, I want to give you a couple of steps that you can use to identify that the shift is actually happening, that the shift is taking place. First one is awareness. Second one is aspiration. The third one is action. Awareness is just that you're seeing that drinker identity for what it is, and that it's not leading you any good. It's not misleading you anymore, right? You're aware of what's happening, and you're aware of what you need to do to fix it, right? Stop putting this crap into your mouth. Number two is aspiration, and that's that you can see where you want to go, right? Even if it's a small bit, right? A little peekaboo into your own future, an idea about something that you want to do, a part of your new identity. That's the aspirational part. And number three is taking action. And that's when you start to take daily moves to make your aspirations come into reality, right? To make them happen step by step, brick by brick. So we're going to cover these three things as we're moving through this short course. And it is what it is, It's slowly but surely, like I said, building things, building your foundation first, brick by brick, step by step. So if you're ready to stop drinking, the best way of getting started is to get yourself as prepared as possible. Now, the first module of our Habits Unplugged program is our preparation module, and I want to give it to you for free. Sometimes people just want to get going on this journey, and I completely understand that, but I think getting prepared is the most important thing that you can do, and that's why we're giving it away for free. And a lot of people start a program and skip that first preparation module, and I think they do themselves a disservice, especially when you're looking at things 30 days down the road, 60 days down the road, when they haven't gone through the preparation, when they haven't prepared themselves properly. So it can really help you get started in those first few days, reshaping your identity. It's also going to give you, I think, the best start for this alcohol-free journey. So all of this is possible. Like I said, I've never met anybody who cannot do this, right? You can change your identity in simple steps, right? Simple, just take one step at a time, and this series is going to help you with that. It's really a wonderful journey, and I'm glad you're on the path with me. You'll see the next video in our series up here, and you can get the whole playlist from here. Okay, that's me, Kevin, for Habits Unplugged, signing out. Take care, onwards and upwards, eh? Bye now.